Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon White 2. So last part we faced off against Charles. Charles in a triple battle. And we once again get to cross the Driftveil drawbridge, which we are now just about done. And once again, we have entered Driftveil City. Now I'm gonna say this right now. Now, within the 2 years, ever since the prequel titles, the city at Driftveil City has definitely made some drastic changes, which I would definitely tell you as soon as we get some stuff exploring around the city. But first off, yeah, look what we got here. Yeah, one of the members of the current Team Plasma, and one who actually used to be, and a person that has definitely got the outfit of the previous Team Plasma outfit that we actually saw within the prequel titles. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Come on! It's too late to start acting all goody two shoes now. People don't understand like our just cause. Don't they call you a villain who was plotting for world domination? Even though you quit Team Plasma, people are still really cold to you, right? Oh, are they now, huh? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would definitely make a lot of sense. Yeah, since they really did take everybody's Pokemon and whatnot. So you might as well steal Pokemon with us and take over the world. The people who are mean to you now will be groveling at your feet and saying how great you are. Yeah, I guess he really says that, huh? I can't. Now, my Lord N will be sad. I can't do that to him. N. Yeah, they're once again talking about N. Team Plasma's king. What a joke! He's never more than a traitor. Yeah, more so because he turned good, I guess. He disappeared somewhere and abandoned us for when we needed him. Did he, huh? Hey! Oh boy, and look who is gonna come running towards Team Plasma again. Oh shit! Oh God, and oh my God, Hugh! You literally just smacked or punched him in the face. Jesus! I can't, Hugh. I can't that you're angry at Team Plasma. Yeah, and he says, "Ow." Yeah, no fucking shit. That should have hurt. But again, Hugh, I can't that you hate Team Plasma. But come on, did you really have to smack or punch him like that? Yeah, that is something that we really don't get to see nowadays. Where you actually literally see characters like literally smacking or punching each other in the face. You're not getting away. Yeah, as Hugh chases after that guy. I'm sure I'm okay. Yeah, are you okay? We were friends. We were friends when we were both in Team Plasma, but 2 years ago, Team Plasma split into a group that follows Lord N, who just wants to save Pokemon. Ah, that explains. Yeah, that definitely would explain the old outfits then. And a group that follows Getsus, who plans to take over the world. Ah, there he is. So, as you can tell by that text there, yeah, now you can definitely tell that Getsus that Gensis has indeed returned and has indeed revived Team Plasma. It's on a little hill next to the Pokemon gym. So yeah, now for that building that Ectoplasma Grunt just set there. Now the building that he was talking about is actually in that same building where previously there wasn't really much going on. Yeah, other than a few like NPCs that we could just talk to. Whereas in Black 2 White 2, that small building has now been turned into a house where the Team Plasma group that still follows and now actually living. So yeah, and now as you can now tell, and as you can also tell, not everybody who used to be a member of Team Plasma no longer still support, support Getsus, and their plans to take over the world. Yeah. But however, when we see Hugh actually interacted with those guys, with the other group of Team Plasma members, he really does not give a shit. Now all he cares about, as we saw before, is that he wants to get his sister's Purrloin back. Yeah. But anyways everyone, now as you can see, Driftveil City has definitely made some drastic changes. Now, first off, the buildings have now been changed into hotels. Where people can now stay in. So that they can either get themselves ready, so that they can either challenge or watch the tournaments of the big events of the thing that a few like NPCs that we actually talked to before we arrived here, called the Pokemon World Tournament. Now the Pokemon World Tournament is actually located in the very same place where the cold storage used to be. Yeah, for those of you who have played Black and White, may recall the cold storage, the cold storage, where we actually got to battle not only Team Plasma, but it is also where we got to encounter one of the seven sages. One of the seven sages, Zenzolan. Well, now 2 years later, that cold storage is just gone completely. Yeah, it is just completely gone. And unfortunately, the Pokemon that used to live there are also gone too. Which of course includes an actual Ice-type Pokemon that you could actually get a lot more, that you could have actually gotten right there. And unfortunately, it is no longer accessible. And the Pokemon that I am talking about is indeed Vanillite. Yeah, which means that now at this point, the only way that we can get a Vanillite or its other or should I say it's over like or should I say it's evolutions. Yeah, we now have to wait much later before we can actually get our first encounter with at least one of them. Yeah. But anyways, everyone. Now, and also, now for those of you that also recall a bull like and wide, Driftveil City used to have it used to have a lighthouse where we could actually go to so that we could actually get ourselves a water stone. Whereas in a Black 2 White 2, not only is that lighthouse completely gone too, but also the Driftveil water is completely inaccessible. Yeah, meaning that this is now been turned into a city that we cannot get any water types in. Yeah, but thankfully we can get some of those water types in the other areas anyway. Yeah, but anyways. Alright! That's right, now we get this, and yeah, it's pretty convenient with the fact that the first move that she wants us to show to her is a Pokemon that can use Dig. Yeah, and like my Krokorok, my Krokorok already has it. Damn, yeah, that right there was surely quick and fast. But anyways, everyone, now we have once again half the NPC. Now who will give you a heart scale once per day? If you just happen to show her one of your Pokemon that can utilize a certain move. Yeah, and of course, this was still back when heart scales were indeed mandatory. If you wanted to learn, if you wanted your Pokemon to relearn moves, if you wanted your Pokemon to relearn moves. So yeah, yeah, that right there was something back then. But anyways, now as you can also know what you're also seeing as well. Just like the big buildings in Castelia City. Yeah, all of these these are like hotels. Yeah, while they may have like 19 or 23 floors, but however, we can only get access to only like 2 of them. So again, why they bother making themselves big freaking hotels when big buildings slash hotels where we can't exactly gain access to the majority of floors again? Yeah, I really don't get it. But anyways, anyways, everyone. Now another major change that Black and White 2 does for Driftveil City is that several craters that have appeared and now have appeared throughout the city and its associated establishments. And which of course indicates an increase in mining activity in the city. Now, I'm sure one of which actually just so happens to be almost near where we're gonna be heading off to Route 6. And that place and that crater was called Clay Tunnel. Now, which actually can but however, we are not going to be getting access. We are not going to be able to get access to that tunnel until we get to post game. So, yeah, that is certainly unfortunate. Now, but however, there is another crater which we are going to see when we actually get ourselves going. When we actually get going to the Pokemon World Tournament. Now, which I won't do until we actually get to like post game. That is. No, not post game. I'm gonna save going to the Pokemon to. Now, I'm actually gonna save from going to the Pokemon World Tournament until after we're done with the Driftveil Gym. Because you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Now, as soon as we actually get to that. Now, okay, and with that, I think that's all I really have to say when it comes to the upgrades for Driftveil City. Now, as for the Driftveil Market. Now I believe the stuff that you could get within the prequel titles are still the same as they were before. So I'm probably not gonna go over those again. But what I will go over now is what you're seeing right now with Charles. Now, if you just so happen to talk to him again, then he'll challenge you to another battle, but this time in the other battle format. That, of course, being rotation battles in White 2, and this one will be a triple battle if you just so happen to be playing a Black 2. At first I thought it was only a version exclusives, but it turns out that I was completely wrong. Yeah, it's that you actually get to face off against Charles twice, excuse me. Whereas the only difference between the versions is that you actually get to experience the triple battles first in White 2, and you get to start off. But then in Black 2, you actually get to start off the rotation battles. Yeah, that right there is indeed what I've. Yeah, that right there is just so. Yeah, that right there just so happened to split my. Yeah, that right there is just like a split my mind. Yeah, and I just like completely. Yeah, and I just like completely forgot. Yeah. But anyways, everyone. Now, as I am just gonna be defeating Charles, I'm sure. Now, as I am just gonna be defeating Charles again. Now, I guess I should go over once again the music that plays that we heard from not only the Driftveil Drawbridge, and also in Driftveil City, and also of course in Driftveil City. Now, I still really love the Driftveil City music. Yeah, I really do. It's just that both of them have also not been changed. Yeah, considering that we are indeed in the same locations and whatnot. So yeah, you probably are not gonna get the same ordeal again. And jeez, Lucario, again with the freaking. My God, Lucario, again with the crit bone rush on his freaking again with the bone rush crit on Tortuga. But this time it did not happen it did not happen two times in a row. Yeah, unlikely. Yeah, that right there was the only change from that. Yeah, but again, Lucario, you and your crits when it comes to your freaking bone rush, man. Yeah, are you actually trying to get me convinced about? Are you actually trying to get me convinced to actually keep it? Which is one of the stuff that I'm still not gonna do, but jeez. But anyways, everyone, with that said, that should be all I'm gonna do for now. And so we shall continue on for the next one. And so the next part, I'll see you guys next time.